Shit. Dang it. Are you sick and tired of watching the feels good in the hand tool reviews? Are you sick and tired of people telling you really shitty things are really great? Like this toolbox. Oh yeah. Oh, the whole toolbox. Oh, that's great. Are you sick and tired of having good working tools? Especially, they're even better because you use them properly? Who's not tired of that? I think I am. So, depending on how you answered those questions, whether you answered yes or no, stick around for this video because it's going to be a hot one. You're going to learn how to cheat using the tools that you got on hand. Now, if you're not a mechanic, take this advice as take it with a grain of salt, because there's a possibility you might break some stuff. And this is for the guys, for the occasions when you're, 50 feet up in the air, or you're 3 miles away from your tools besides the ones that you brought with you. This is for those times, or when you're stuck on the side of the road. This is for that time, okay? This is not something you should be doing all the time. And when you do it, you realize you're cheating. You're pushing the tool past the limit of what it was designed for. Now, if you're an automotive mechanic, there's no need for you to do any of this stuff, because or any kind of mechanic that's you're stationary, because you got your tools right there, and buy what you need and you'll have the right tool for the job. This is for those occasions that you don't have the right tool for the job. So let's get going. Also, this is not for the pros out there. This is for the DIY guys that don't know this stuff. These are just some skills and cheats I've learned from old farts at work. Those guys have been doing this mechanical and electrical and all, let's just get to it. So anyways, biggest thing, most important thing, get yourself a proper hammer. This is not a proper hammer. I was given this hammer, as you can see. This is a terrible hammer, but it's a nice hammer because it's got some weight. This thing will get your stuff going. You don't need to smack your tools around. Don't do that. But smack some fasteners. Get them going. If they're rusty and stuff, you wouldn't believe how much help a smack on the head of a bolt would do to help get it going. It does wonders for you. Do yourself a favor. Get yourself a hammer, and you got fasteners. Just smack the head of that. It does wonders. Dude, get a hammer. Get a hammer. So, first one wasn't much of a cheat. This one is. This one, you can call it lots of different things depending on where you're from. I've heard guys at work call it a Mexican socket set. Don't take that a bad way. I'm also Mexican, so I can make those jokes. So, alright. So check this out. Grab your crescent wrench. You got a bolt. This is normally for bigger, large fasteners down in recessed holes, or pipe fittings, actually. Like swage lock fittings, so that have square ends on the 90s, yada yada yada. So you get this down that deep, dirty, dark hole that you'd love to stick your hands in. Get your crescent wrench down there, and let's say you can't get it on it like that, right? So you stick your crescent wrench down in there, stick it on there like that, right? And typically I would use a pipe wrench. This is just an example. So you're down in there and you give this thing a twist. And most of the time, especially on pipe fittings, once you get it going, it's going to go. It's going to easily come back out once you get it cracked and moving. So just like that, right? Stick it down there and give this a twist. Obviously, a pipe wrench works much better. If you can get down farther, the better it'll be. And be careful. This is something, you're obviously using this completely the wrong way. And so there's lots of things that can go wrong here. So know the limit. Figure that out. Be careful. It does work wonders. I promise you. All right. Next one. Really easy, simple to do. And yeah, it works great. So you get yourself your screwdriver, right? This one's just a Torx, for example. And a lot of screwdrivers come with the nice little hole in the top, right, to hang them up if you want to do that. But get that down on a fastener, stick another screwdriver in the hole if you can, you know, if you need some hair on it, that helps. So stick that on there, push down, and just give it one, bam, and that'll do wonders. Now, obviously, you're putting a lot more torque on these things than they're designed for. So realize you can snap these bits off. But sometimes all you need is a little bit more, and you'll get it. So that's something, be careful. That's something you can slip off and stab yourself in the gut, stab your hand. Be aware of that. But that can get you out of a pinch. Let's go. The next one is a classic. Everyone knows this. If you don't know this, prepare to have your mind blown. Everyone that's ever worked on, turned a wrench, knows this trick. So stick your wrench on the closed end on a fastener. Grab your second wrench. More than likely you'll have that if you're stuck on the side of the road. Bolt stuck, can't get it moving. You don't quite got that. You know, can't just quite muster the strength. You can pretty much double the length and your leverage. Add your wrench like this and give her a tweak. And there's not much that can go wrong there besides it slipping off. And you know, if you do it wrong, it kind of fuck off on you and you smack your nose, smack your knuckles. But it does work, and rarely anything breaks really as far as wrenches go, as long as you have some quality ones. This one being a better one. This one, not so much. Alright, here's a good one for you electricians, and if you own foreign cars, and some American cars kind of have them too nowadays. But if you have Allen head bolts, hex sockets, bolts, nuts, whatever, you know what I mean. The ones you need a fucking Allen wrench for, right? So, now, word of caution, if you have the ones with the easy access or ball end, be careful. That's a good thing that'll get snapped off real easy with this next trick. And if you break that off inside of one of those fasteners, you better hope you can wiggle that thing out of there, or get a magnet, hope it doesn't get too stuck, or sometimes a chisel can kind of get it wiggling and you can pop it back out. But if you're not careful, you snap that off, you ain't going to drill it out. I promise you that. You know, get yourself a quality one, kind of like this. I think this is Bondhus, right? So grab yourself your Allen wrench, stick that down in a hole. We'll start with the little one. Stick that down in a hole. If you're an electrician, you got your Vito Pro Pack. You'll probably have 6-in-1, 9-in-1. Probably not this cheap piece of poop. Stick that down in your hole. Better if you use the ones with no ball end. Let's say you can't stick your wrench in like that, can't hardly get any leverage, and you're trying to get some access. Put that down in the deep, dark, dirty hole. Take out your bit, slip it on there, and you just gave yourself a massive amount of leverage. Now, you have the possibility of stripping it out, but you were probably going to be in that boat anyways. Would you be able to do it the normal way? And even if you did have it like that, and let's say you just needed some more, same thing, slide it over, plap, works like a charm. And this is something, a 6-in-1 or 9-in-1 is something I carry all the time. I know electricians love them, and that's one way about it. And that can obviously go up to whatever size that you carry on your 9-in-1 or 6-in-1, whatever, which a lot of them go up to 3/8. So another way you can do it that's not so much cheating. Well, this is a tool designed to help you cheat, right? So this is made in Japan. I don't know a part number. I don't know if that will get you there, but I got it on Amazon, 19 bucks. Really fucking pretty. Japanese tool manufacturers know how to make some stuff. I don't even want to cut this off because it's actually like a nice, like shrinked tubed plastic on there. I don't know. I like it. So it's nicely finished. But anyways, what you do is you grab your Allen wrench. You got it down in that hole again. You know how you like to put it down there. And this is all it's made for. This is exactly what the tool is designed for. Right? See how that works? Works like a charm. And you can use, I believe, the other end too, but it doesn't go it's not as large on this other end. But you obviously still have the straight. 3/8 is about the maximum if you live in the United States of freedom. You know what a 3/8 is? I believe, what's that? Was that 10 millimeter? Yeah, roughly. So, yeah, this is an awesome tool. This is a tool you could, especially electricians. I know there's lots of, you know, like in disconnects and stuff. Those like to have Allen wrenches or Allen head sockets, bolts, blah, blah, blah. So, excellent tool to carry. It doesn't take up too much space. It's kind of taller, but it doesn't weigh much. But it's a high quality, about 19 bucks on Amazon. If I can get a link, I'll link that down below. I have no affiliate. This is not like I'm going to make any money off of this, so I'm not trying to sell any tools here. I'm just trying to help you guys out. So that is one way to do it. So, next trick. Let's say you're just sick and tired of your high quality sockets that you spent all your money on. Super nice quality. Look, I mean, oh God. So let's say you're sick and tired of having them. And let's say you just hate this ratchet and you want your wife to buy you a new one for Christmas, right? So let's say you got your full big ass on top of this ratchet, right? Your buddy's sitting on your shoulders. That's still not enough. And you're just sick of it. So you're just going at it. Can't do it. So more than likely you're stuck on the side of the road. Not much you can do, but more than likely, you'll have some deep sockets on you, right? So grab yourself your deep socket, grab yourself an extension, or you can put a couple together if you're really feeling dangerous, and say goodbye to that ratchet, because this is what you're about to smoke that thing. Not really. Maybe. But just slide that on there. This is a 3/4, I believe. And just slide that on the handle of your ratchet. Just find the size that fits the tightest, works the best. And you just doubled your leverage. Now, obviously, this ratchet, probably a good chance you're going to smoke it. I mean, there's a possibility, but it can get you out of a pinch as long as the ratchet survives. Same thing, you're down in the fan, down by the radiator on your car. I'm just using cars as an example because I feel like we can all relate. Got your ratchet down in there, and you know, you're just down there. There's not hardly any room for your hand to fit, but there's plenty of swing in there. Same thing, you get that thing as long as you can get that thing to stay in place, that can help you reach down there. You're not necessarily looking for leverage, you're just looking for access. This is an excellent way to do it. And if you can put paper in there, you can kind of stuff it around there, wrap it around this, or rubber bands work too. Just find whatever you can find, and it'll kind of stick itself onto the socket, and it'll help you hold it. So that's just an idea. Get you out of a little pickle there. Back to the socket thing that I don't want to forget about. So, and this is kind of for Brad's Workbench. Shout out to him. Great channel he has. Make sure to go check him out. But I can't remember where we were having this discussion. It was somewhere on Instagram, I think. Which, by the way, go check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Shout out to myself. So, buying yourself quality sockets, or at least well-manufactured sockets type of thing, well-designed. So, like this Husky, decent little socket. I really enjoy using them. Put your bolt in there, and it has a decent broach. It's not too bad, it's not too deep. It's pretty decent. Now, you get yourself like these Chinese craftsmen. Actually, the USA ones do the same. And like the entire bolt disappears into that socket. So you would think that's almost not too big of a big deal, but if you're an electrician, or in some parts of the automotive world, and I'm sure other mechanical fields, you're trying to push a bolt into a hole with maybe has a rubber gasket on the backside, like a pecker head on a large motor, which is just an example I have that I've experienced several times, and you need every bit of that bolt to be outside. Like, you need it to be like that, so you can push the bolt, push the pecker head and the gasket, push it all into place. The seal tight on top, it'll kind of keep it pulled out, right? So let's get back in focus here. So that's gonna really fuck you up. So you can either buy some really deep, really high quality sockets, or you take your socket, find yourself some cardboard, just stuff it in there, and you might have to do it a couple times with a few pieces. But you see, that's all you're doing is keeping that bolt head as high as you can on that socket, right? And you might have to do this a couple times depending on how hard you need to push on that thing, right? And it works. It works great. I mean, it seems so simple. It doesn't seem like something that would happen too often, but depending on the field you work in, it does. Like sometimes you're using your ratchet and the bolt as a way of pushing something up and lining it up, and then starting the bolt to get something held in place when it's several holes to be lined up, right? So that's the idea behind that. Take some cardboard. I think AVE touched on this too. So yeah, that's an idea. Works great. It'll get you out of a pinch. Now, screwdrivers. People love using these things as pry bars. I'm not guilty of that even a little bit. But don't get the wrong idea. A lot of people just immediately, I've seen a lot of guys, and I'm guilty of it myself. I've done it before too, or I do it. And you just want to start prying stuff apart, and it's just not, obviously this thing is not made as a pry bar, even though everyone does. Stick that thing in a hole or in a crack, and let's say a pump housing, my example, in a pump housing, right? And instead of trying to pry it like that, this thing, high quality screwdrivers, and even cheaper ones will have it. Get yourself your wrench, and you stick that in that crack. It's a screwdriver. It's designed for twisting action. Be strong in that motion or that direction. So you turn that, and you put on so much more leverage spreading something. You're just trying to get it to get going. Just as soon as it gets going, it's free. It's ready to go. And like I said, just turn it. And this tool is designed for that kind of force. I mean, maybe not that much, but that's where it's strong. That's where this tool will shine. Get yourself some high quality screwdrivers. That helps a lot too. These snap-on ones, fucking mint. Now, last tool before I make this video too much longer that it's even unbearable for me to even want to edit this damn video. Check out my Instagram. I got a cool picture of someone not doing this trick, but using it. Stick your wrench on the end of your pliers, and just like on the commercials, they can pretty much sit on the back of this thing. Just give it one. Just put that on a big bolt. Let's use this socket for now. This is hard to do, but put that on a bolt and just start pushing away on the backside. And this will hold on to that. These are bulletproof. I mean, pretty much. I'll never stop praising these things. But yeah, stick your wrench on there. I've done it before with these pliers. Works out just fine. I've never been able to break even the smaller ones. Doing that trick works flawlessly. It'll get you out of a pinch if you don't have a proper pipe wrench, and sometimes a pipe wrench won't fit in that hole. So it's not a problem. Not a problem I have too often, not being able to fit in a hole. But that's just life. So that's my little tips and tricks. If you're a pro, put some comments down below and let everybody know your tricks that you've done to get yourself out of a pinch. And I appreciate you guys watching. Keep checking it out. I got a bunch of more stuff coming soon. So, yeah, check it out. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tools and Trash. That's it. Check it out.